All right. By now, you've probably read or heard about PlayStation canceling their production on physical disc media. So we got a little bit to cover here. I read this morning and was just really, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I kind of am because I didn't expect it. So it was nice to be slapped in the face with that production cancelization and PlayStation 3 and Vita store closing all at once after I woke up. Sony is deciding to stop physical disc production. And this all kind of started with Grand Theft Auto 6, which I don't even know if they're coming up with a disc for that game anymore or not. I was actually going to buy it for PlayStation 5. I have PC, so as some of you know, I'm primarily a PC gamer through Steam. And then PlayStation is my secondary. So I can only imagine how irritated people are who primarily play on PlayStation for those who want physical copies of the game. Let me show you what they state in the article. Okay, so this was for July 1st, 2026, which that is today. PlayStation blog. It says physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. In response to shifting trends in customer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. Director, Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications, Sid Schumann, him. So already, somebody who puts pronouns by their name on a PlayStation article, this is making me not even want to purchase anything further with PlayStation. When you have people who use pronouns, and this is a completely a different rant, these are people who have some problems up here. They're not making the best decisions. So already I haven't even read the article yet, and it's already telling me stay away. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. On this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. The natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. How accurate is that information? Is it true that everybody, the majority of people want to play their games through digital? Where did they get that preference from everybody? I've never even agreed with that. And PlayStation, I've been purchasing several games digitally, but I still like physical media. A physical media collector, like some people are. So this sucks for those people. But when it comes to a collector's edition or an ultimate edition or something with, a figurine, a statuette, a map, a bunch of collector's items and stuff, it's supposed to have a physical copy of the disc. And if they're going to continue making collector's editions for games and they're not going to have the disc, I don't think people are going to buy that. I don't know where they're getting their information as far as that most of the consumers are preferring digital. I get why. I understand that digital is a lot more convenient. You don't have to take up shelf space with physical media. I get that. And so a lot of people, especially the newer generations, are wanting to have their games digitally stored on the library. There are ups and downs to this. And as I'm a Steam user on PC, most of my games, the majority of them, if not all of them, are digital. This is good and bad. It's bad because you play a game and you finish the game, but maybe you don't finish everything, or there's DLC released later, or you want to get the rest of the achievements or trophies, and you uninstall the game on your console or your PC, whichever one, play another game, and then you play another game, and then you play another game. Months down the line, maybe a year or two down the line, you finally want to go back and play that first game where you're just like, yeah, I want to finish it up. Let me, get 100% on the trophies, or, I want to check out the DLC. And time, or whoever over the game has discontinued support for it, well, then you can't even get the updates or the patches or the DLC. If they say, no, we're done with that game, we're not going to support it anymore, and you go to re-download it on your console or your PC, you're not going to be able to. Unless you stored the files on storage on your PC or your PlayStation or Xbox, you're not going to be able to do it. I got so many games on Steam. I try to finish them as thoroughly as possible, and if I were to go back, it's a game that I didn't finish and I uninstalled it on Steam and it's no longer supported. And maybe they had some patch or two for the game since then, since I've stopped playing it, and I go back to play it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that patch. And if there were DLC that they released to the game, well, it's not available anymore. If I go to the store, I can't get it. I'm telling you from personal experience, I went and I tried to play Assassin's Creed III, the original one, not the remake. I tried playing that through, I think, Ubisoft, because I couldn't even get it through Steam. And then even Ubisoft didn't have any files for it. So I was trying, I had bought the special edition of it with the season pass and everything to have the 2 DLC stories. And they're like, yeah, we don't have that available anymore. Why are we still selling codes for it? Why are we still selling the game at all if digitally I can't even go in and get the entire game that I paid for? So I started that game and never really got to finish it. And they had multiplayer on it, which a lot of people apparently liked. I wanted to play that. At some point, while it was active, I guess they had shut it down and then it was active again for some reason. I sent Ubisoft a message and was like, hey, I've been playing online, multiplayer, blah, 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 but I don't have all the maps and I need them. In order to get some of these achievements unlocked, you had to play on certain maps or game modes or with certain characters or something. And they went, line, And they went in and everybody was playing back on Assassin's Creed 3, even on PlayStation 3 and 360, I think. And somebody at Ubisoft went back and went, oh, they're online again somehow. I don't know what we did. And they fucking shut it down. And so if you want to blame anybody for that recent shutdown of that game, it was because of me. I asked them, can you please help me get the files back for this game? Because I want to play the entire game. And they shut the service down. And I was like, I didn't mean for that to happen, and I felt bad about it, but that just goes to show you that there's so much control. So I apologize. I sincerely apologize for people who were playing that game in the recent years and got the online shut down. It goes to show you how much control they have. I have no control. I don't own anything, and neither will you. Because this is what they're doing. They want full control over consumers when you're buying a game from them because it's digital. If they want to release the files, they can. If they don't, they're not going to. So if you're going to play digital games, the thing to do is to install the game, go through it entirely, all the trophies, achievements, DLC, anything, updates, go through it entirely, keep it stored on your storage, like installed on your console. And then when you're finally done, uninstall it. It's in your library. But again, I don't know that you'll be able to get updates and stuff if they discontinue the game, not selling it anymore in the store. all the files that you might need may not all be there. And they have complete control over us with that. We continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. And this is going to show you how much control they want, I think. Plus, they're saving money on production. They don't have to spend all this money for physical media. Over here, I've got collector's items, and they come with physical media. That's the only time that I personally really want physical media. I don't have to just go to the store, buy the disc and the cover. I don't really need that. And with all the games that I have on Steam, I would have no room for physical media. But collector's editions, I do. I want the physical media. If I'm going to buy something like that that's that expensive, I want all of that, including the game. You know, it's definitely something probably ought to push back for. If you're a PlayStation gamer, I would not buy PlayStation 6. Not purchase anything else Sony regarding PlayStation. No more games digitally. Definitely not purchase PlayStation 6, which I think is probably going to be released next year, if not the following year. I don't think this is a good move on their part at all. I think like financially it is, because they're saving a lot of money. I think it's good for consumers at all. I don't. And again, I'm not somebody who's just one of those physical media collectors. I don't like this. See where this is going. And at some point in the future, when people want to go back and play older games, it's DLCs, patches, all that kind of thing. If it's no longer supported, you won't be able to get it. You're literally going to have to go to a website, and hopefully somebody was kind enough to save those files and share them so that everybody can access the missing files of the patches and stuff and put it in your game. But you're taking a risk with a virus or something being in there. Something to think about. But I will not be purchasing PlayStation 6. I really wasn't planning on doing it anyway. I had PS3 and PS5. I was going to wait. Maybe I'm just sticking with the odd numbers, I guess. I was going to wait till PS7, but I'm definitely not buying any further, because they're saying right here on the article that they're not even going to produce any more physical media, period. That made me concerned. It's just not a good deal. It's going to put way too much control in their hands, and we don't want that when it comes to something that we paid for. I paid for this game. So the only thing you own is a license to the game, if that. You don't own the game. You pay $80 to $100 for a game, especially if it's a Ultimate Edition or something, and it's got all the stuff coming out for the rest of the year as far as content. Again, if Sony, and I'm just using Grand Theft Auto 6 as an example. I know it's brand new and it's not even released yet, but if that game, let's just say it's been out for a year, and you stop playing it and you play other stuff and you want to come back to it, if at any point Sony says, we're no longer supporting the game, there is a legal issue, or we just don't want to support it anymore, you are fucked. You're not going to have the files that you need for that game. It's going to be incomplete. I'm just suggesting that buy any more digital media, buy PlayStation 6. We need to boycott it. If you want them to continue making physical media, we need to boycott it. And again, PlayStation is my secondary gaming console, but I feel bad for the people who primarily play on PlayStation. I would say that we need to boycott it and not buy PS6 at all. At least starting next year, since they're shutting the services down on PS3 and PS Vita too. The other article regarding that, again, July 1st, 2026, an update on PlayStation Store for PS3 and PS Vita. Changes start this year in select markets, followed by global changes in 2027. Sid Schumann, Senior Director, Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications. After nearly 2 decades of supporting the PS3 console generation, we wanted to let you know we will be closing the PlayStation Store on PS3 as well as on PS Vita. PlayStation Store on PS3 will close in select markets starting this year, followed by global closures for PS3 and PS Vita next year. The new content purchases will no longer be possible once the PlayStation Store closes on these devices. To ease the transitions, players will still be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. I hope that's true, because that can change too. So if you've already purchased a game on PS3 or PS Vita, you'll still be able to download that content after they close the store. At least I hope that's true. As the PlayStation Store continues to evolve to support modern commerce systems, including updated payment processing standards, PS3 and PS Vita will no longer be able to support these updates at the level required. As a result, we will need to close PlayStation Store on these devices in the timeframes as follows. So pay attention to this. Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua. PlayStation Store on PS3 will close starting August 2026. Additional Latin American and Middle Eastern countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 will be closing starting late 2026. In all other countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita will close in July 2027. If you are in those countries and there are games you want to purchase on PS3 or Vita digitally, or you're missing some DLC, or the game is not installed on your PlayStation 3 or Vita, I would install it now. Make some room, do whatever it is you need to do. Install the game, buy the content for the game if there are DLC content that you want, or something else that goes with that game. If there are things like Assassin's Creed, I think I bought Assassin's Creed 2 digitally through PS3, and there's DLC with it. If you want to have that DLC or finish the game, I would buy it now so that you can install it with the game. This sucks, it really does. I'm glad that they're giving a heads up, but it still sucks. Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua, PS3 store is closing August 2026, next month. So buy you want digitally from there, or DLCs or updates, or what if there are other types of media regarding that game, or even movies, I would do it now and make room. And then additional Latin American and Middle Eastern countries, the PS Store and PS3 will be closing late 2026, but they don't give a month. Mentioning Vita, so I would assume it's going to be all other countries. PS3 Store and PS Vita close July next year, 2027. So I'm going to even go check. I think I have everything that I need, but I'm going to go back and check on my PS3 to make sure that if I have a digital game, that I've got the DLC that I want for it, and any other types of stuff, wallpaper, icons for the avatars, whatever, I would buy it. I'm going to, because I won't be able to buy it any further after they close it all down. We know this news may be disappointing to PS3 and PS Vita players who hold a special place in their hearts for this generation of gaming. PS3 and PS Vita represent an important era in our PlayStation history, so this was not an easy decision for us to make. As we need to expand the PlayStation experience on newer devices that most of our users are playing on today, to focus more resources on delivering the best gaming experiences on these platforms as we look ahead towards the future. To our amazing players, we want to give our heartfelt thanks for your ongoing passion and support, which has helped inspire us to shape PlayStation into what it is today. We are excited for the future ahead as we continue to push the boundaries of play. We look forward to having you on this journey with us as we explore new game worlds and new adventures that have yet to come. I just feel like this is going to be a mistake on their part. I understand that they have to close the PS3 store and the Vita. I get that. They're older. And I'm glad that they're giving a heads up. I just wish they would merge the store for PS3, PS4, PS5, just all one. But I guess they can't do that, or they don't want to. And the resources that they have working on that to maintain the store and Vita, that's probably why they want to use those resources elsewhere. They don't want to have to maintain the store. I get it. Sucks. It sucks because you have to get all that content and buy it through the store now. And then they say it'll still be available if you don't have it downloaded, but they're being honest about that. I hope we don't have any issues if we uninstall the game and then want to re-download it onto PlayStation 3. You might as well just install it, install all your digital games and stuff on PS3 for the ones that you had purchased through the PS3 store and Vita. As far as PlayStation, Sony as a whole making everything digital, I don't agree with that. The PS3 store and Vita, I kind of get that. I still kind of wish that they would transition all that stuff over to at least the PS5 store if they haven't already. I don't know if they have or not. I know I've seen some older PlayStation games on the PS store here on PS5, but a lot of it is streaming. If I'm going to purchase the game, I want it on the console. Like, I want to own the game. I don't want to just stream it. Again, if I'm in the middle of playing that game and they stop services for it, I can't finish it. It's stupid. They need to have like a separate library. And maybe they do. You can let me know in the comments. I don't know. But they need to have a separate library for when you purchase the game. It stores it like on some kind of cloud or something that doesn't get affected when Sony discontinues or cancels a game or no longer supports it. You can still re-download the game and not have any issue. If that's what they're doing, I'm fine with that, because as consumers, we purchase these games, and for us to have purchased a game and then not be able to have access to it later, that sucks. So if that's what they're doing, I'm good with it, but I still don't agree with there just not being any physical media, because they're allowing us to re-download the games or movies or whatever after we bought them. Who's to say that they won't have some kind of technical issue, or they won't all of a sudden allow us? They just change their mind. They can do that. And you won't be able to re-download it. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we said that you'd be able to re-download the game after you bought it, and it's digital. But we've decided to just finally move away from that. They can do that shit, and you can't play the game anymore. We'll see what happens with this. I feel like, especially with as big as a hype that Grand Theft Auto 6 has, they should make a physical copy of it. Again, I'm not going to buy that. I'm still going to buy it digitally. That's my choice, and I'm probably just going to play it on PC now. I was going to buy it on PlayStation 5 because I am stoked to play this game. But with Sony saying this about PlayStation and going only to digital, even making production of physical media, that is concerning. As a consumer, it is. I'm telling you, don't buy PlayStation 6. I guess we'll see what happens, but about that for a minute, because it was concerning after I read the article. I really couldn't believe what I was reading. Again, at the same time, I'm not surprised. The next one. Later.